Hello, this is Kim Reeder. Welcome to the 2019 Under-17 Girls National Championship. This is the 50th edition of the Esther Decent Shield. Tonight we are going to be watching South Australia take on Victoria. We just had our ceremonial first pitch from the Statewide Super Girl with the Cape. I'm going to be commentating tonight. This is Kim Reeder with James Harris. We are waiting for the game to get beginning right now. We have the South Australian team getting their cheers in right now and about to take the field. We have Aroha Monroe taking the circle for South Australia here.
Good evening and welcome to Softball SA and Spacequake Sports for a very special call tonight. It is the start of the Under-17 National Championships. It is the combined boys and girls event. Tonight we're bringing you the opening game, South Australia versus Victoria. James Harris here, and joining me tonight is Kim Reeder. Welcome, Kim.
Hello, James. Thanks for having me. I'm getting excited to see what these girls have to bring to the table tonight.
Look, I just want to give a special shout out to our co-commentator Lee Hull. Get well soon, mate. We hope to get you behind the mic very soon. Lee was going to call the game tonight with us. And we're at the moment looking at the South Australian team going through their 5-pitch warm-up and just moments away from the first pitch. Let's get through a few formalities first. The umpires for tonight's game, behind the plate is Janelle Hicks. First base umpire is Danielle Bell-Chambers, and at third base is Andy Burks. Well, Kim, this is massive. This is the first game of the Esther Decent Shield that we're going to be bringing you live streaming all week, every 8 o'clock game, right here on the Softball SA Facebook page and YouTube channel. As the first pitch comes in from Aroha Monroe, and it's a called strike. Lead-off batter for Victoria is Kata Hetaraka Kelly. Apologies for any mispronunciations.
Katarina. We have a couple names tonight, or a handful, but Katarina.
So Kata, I've been told she likes to be called, so she watches that one go through high for a ball, and that's ball one. So even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Now, Kim, the Esther Decent Shield, this is the 50th year. So a bit of a celebration or a milestone year for the Under-17 National Championship.
Yeah, it was a milestone. This is Aroha's third pitch of the day for her, as they're coming off a pretty big win, 10-1 against Western Australia earlier today.
Yeah, it was a great performance led by Zali Adams behind the plate for South Australia. She's on the bench for this game, and probably you'd expect that. You don't want your ace to throw 2 games in one day.
Absolutely. They have a pretty good and deep pitching staff here in South Australia, and they have 3 pitchers they can rely on at any given moment.
All right, well, when we get a chance, we'll run through the South Australian defence, so we might do it in between batters. And we're now going to a full count, so that was just out of the zone. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Being in the first inning here, Monroe's really going to have to attack the hitters, try and get the ball put in play, and make it a short inning for her team defensively.
Carter fouls that one off, and she's done a great lead-off job. That's what you want from the lead-off. See a few pitches, get to know what the pitcher's trying to throw, where she's trying to throw, whether the location or the types of spins. As a pitcher yourself, do you want to get in there, get a quick out, first out of the game?
Yeah, as a pitcher, you want to attack right away and maybe get 1 or 2 pitches in there. The less pitches the offense gets to see, the better.
Great pitch from Monroe, catches the corner there. That's the first out of the game. It's a strikeout, and the batter goes down without a swing.
huge out for Monroe right there. That's a way to set the tone for your defense and your team, having a quick inning so they can get back into the dugout and provide some offense for you.
Alana Panza's the new hitter for the Vics, and we just hold up play just a moment. The Adelaide Bite game, they've got a home series against Geelong Korea this weekend, and we've just received a gift, a foul ball from the other diamond. So there may be a couple of interruptions in play, but hopefully not too many.
Nothing better than having too much stuff going on at once. Got baseball games, softball games galore. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Now Panza swings and fouls that one off. So did I mention the hitter for Victoria, Alana Panza? She is playing second base for the Vics tonight.
She had a good hack there on that one. Whenever you see the ball go straight back to the net, you know she's really on your pitches.
Now, Victoria actually had a close game. They went down, unfortunately for them, against New South Wales. They took them into an 8th inning tiebreaker. They went down 4-3. It was a massive game, huge crowd as well. It was great to see, and there was plenty of noise, particularly when the runs were scored in the tiebreaker. So they just went down, unfortunately for them.
I can imagine they're probably coming out of this game with a little bit of vengeance if I were their coaching staff, trying to attack right away since they're coming off that loss.
1-1 count now, and Munro delivers. Strike swinging.
Great movement on that pitch. A little curve rise action there.
Now you've worked a little bit with Araha, with your club Seacombe here in South Australia. How has she developed over the last couple of months in the lead up to this tournament?
She's getting better and better each day. Her work ethic is unparalleled. She likes to attack things. She's doing some sprint work. She's doing spins, doing all the pitching workouts that her pitching coach, Steph Trzynski, has been having her do over the Christmas break and not taking the holiday like a lot of young girls her age would.
Well, that was just outside, and even the batter had a wry smile there. Panza had a smile. She even took a step towards first base, so she even thought she was caught looking there. Young catcher there for South Australia, Zoe Young. Panza gets a piece of the ball, and it heads out to centre field, and Simi Dhaliwal just couldn't quite get there in time, and it's a safe hit for Victoria.
It is a safe hit. I think she got a little lucky there with that last pitch, but that's what the first inning's for, is figuring out the umpire strike zone.
Well, that's taking advantage of all opportunities, isn't it? And that's what's going to win you a softball game. You get you take your chances, you get runners on, and you score those runs on any opportunity, and she's taken full advantage of that.
Any way you can get on base, we'll take it.
All right, we go to the 3-hitter for Victoria, Jamie Lee Matthews. Watches that one come through. It's on the outside edge, so looks like there's a bit of a plan here. Araha going for the outside straight away. One strike, the runner is on first.
Yeah, it looks like the coaching staff has a plan on attacking the outside half of the plate. We'll see as the game progresses if they go back inside or if they change speeds.
Bunt attempt goes back to Munro, gets the out. Good play at second base, Abby Mossman, not allowing Panza to take any extra bases, and fires it back. Let's watch the statewide super replay. Munro into her motion, and a pretty good bunt. That was way outside. And good fielding there from Munro to get it across to Mossman for the first out.
Looks like that might have been a bunt and run. That runner was taken off, and she actually went for a ball on that one.
2 out and runner in scoring position now for Victoria. Munro gets right back in there, first pitch, and it goes foul. This one is just out of reach there for the new hitter for Victoria, the DP Ellie Miller.
Compliments to Monroe on this. She's throwing a lot of strikes right now. That's important as a pitcher for your defense.
Focus on all the players there. Looks really good, doesn't it? Everyone looks like they're playing with good intent, and they're all fired up. You can tell from their eyes, can't you? From the players' eyes, whether they're on or not.
There is a spark in everybody's eyes. They have a little pep in their step as this game begins.
Well, the DP Miller just has a little check at that one. It was the change up from Munro.
That's tough. She wanted it, wasn't sure. But check swings are for.
Yeah, Munro ahead of the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner is in scoring position. She gets this one down the third base line. Runner turns and is going to score. So Punza, we spoke about her taking advantage of all opportunities, and she's done exactly that for her home team. Miller comes up with the goods, an RBI single.
Turned on that inside pitch, exactly what she needed to do.
Statewide super replay, just out of reach of third base player Kara Schultz for SA. You've got to be feeling for Kara. This is her first time playing at third base since the accident from last Nationals where she copped the ball to the face. She's got that face mask on tonight. The sun is slightly in her eyes by the looks of it as well. New hitter is Gemma Cornell, first base player. Swing and a miss. So Munro just going straight back to work here for SA, although they've given up an early run.
That's all you can do. Keep punching away and hope your defense comes through for you in the clutch. Good up pitch there by Monroe. Having movement on her pitches, I like to see that.
One ball and one strike. The runner is still at first. Haven't really seen much movement from her just yet. Just a medium lead, I think.
Yeah, I think they'll be keeping her at first base there on this end. Let the batter do the work.
She's the DP. She's in there for a hitting.
Exactly.
Maybe not for a running. Well, Munro trying to get that edge. Three balls and one strike, the count.
She's still trying to figure out what the umpire strike zone is. Trying to get the edges, outside, inside, lower, high. What's her strike zone going to be tonight?
Big swing from Cornell. So she's had two big cuts and she's missed both times. So good pitching from Munro. Just like you said, just trying to work those edges and her movement at the moment.
Cornell needs to shorten up a little bit on this and just try and get some bat on the ball, put the ball in play for her team, keep the momentum going.
Runner goes, the ball's popped up. Dhaliwal has the work cut out for us. The wind is a bit swirly tonight, takes the catch and ends the Victorian innings. However, they've done some damage. They put a run on the board early. We go into the bottom of the first. Victoria leading 1-0. Statewide super replay. We see the runner go on the pitch. It's into good position. Dhaliwal didn't take her eye off it the whole entire time. Two hands to the ball, tracked it really well, and took a fine catch.
It was. This wind can be tricky out here in West Beach, especially the last couple of nights. Ball's been moving everywhere, so to track that all the way in is very key for South Australia.
Well, not a bad start from South Australia. They did keep the damage down to 1 run and probably a missed opportunity. Umpire's call, of course, so we're not going to question that. But well done to the South Aussies to keep the Vics down to 1 run. Well, let's take an opportunity to go through their defensive lineup. Pitching for the Victorians is Bridey Murphy. Catching is Keziah Pauly. At first base, Gemma Cornell. Second base, Alana Punza. The run scorer. Third base, Bailey Robinson. At shortstop is Kata Petaraka Kelly. And left field, Jamie Lee Matthews. Centre field, Paya Herbert Toby. And right field is Isabeau Hart. Lead-off batter for the SA team is Jenny Gray.
Jenny Gray has her work cut out for her. All she needs to do is get on base. That should be her main focus right now anyway. Bunt, walk, single, whatever she can to get on base for her team.
What do you prefer to see? Do you prefer to see them come out of the blocks and maybe have a go at the first pitch if it's there, or see a couple of pitches as the leadoff?
I'm a huge fan of attacking right away. I think it gets in the pitcher's head a little bit, that you're not just going to wait and try and let her dictate the game. And she does.
That she does. A big swing on the first pitch and unsuccessful. So the count is 1 strike. High for ball 2. So Bridey Murphy is the pitcher for Victoria, and so far we've seen a little bit from her, haven't we? A little bit of heat coming from Bridey. So let's see if she can maintain it throughout the game low for a ball.
Yeah, she's attacking, coming off the mound pretty hard, really attacking the plate with her pitches. Seeing some up and down movement from her so far.
Well, Murphy back into her motion. Just that whipping motion, a pop-up from Jenny Gray. First base calls the play, so a good catch from Gemma Cornell. That's the first out for South Australia.
Just got under it there. That should be helpful for...
Well, number 2 hitter is the catcher, Zoe Young, wearing number 18 in the left-hand batting box. High for a ball. Now, from the pitches so far, the first one was in there for a strike, and the batter swung and missed. But all the others have been slightly out of the zone. I think she probably needs to work on the spots a little bit. She gets it there, the outside edge for a called strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike to count.
Beginning of the game is always tough for a pitcher, trying to get her jitters out, get her nerves worked out, and settle in.
Well, first time playing on this diamond as well. They played on diamond 3 early today in their tiebreaker game.
This mound can take some getting used to as a pitcher, depending on how many games have been played before. It has little ruts in it, it has some hills, movement, so it kind of underlanded, but it's how well
Well, there's been plenty of work over the last couple of weeks, Kim. The grounds are in perfect conditions at the moment.
very good.
3 balls and 1 strike. So Young got herself into a good hitting position here. The infield are in real tight. So's left field as well. They're in really close. She gets a walk. Or just catches the edge. So we go to a full count. So Zoe just a little ahead of herself there, although it did look perhaps a little low and outside as the catcher took it quite low. But doesn't matter where it crosses, or where the catcher takes it. It's a matter where it crosses the plate. So full count now. You're fouling that one off and staying alive in the count. So good job from the SA number 2. Young gets a shot. This one goes up the middle. Catching the shortstop, cheating a little bit there. She took a step probably towards her right. The ball went to her left. Zoe Young aboard for the first hit for South Australia.
That's a great job by Young to get on base for her team right now. The number 3 hitter coming up prime.
Yeah, Young's done pretty well there. She gets the signal from Coach Butch Sims. Batter is Jessie Keach, the shortstop for South Australia, with the job of moving her around. Big cut at that first one. So there's been aggressive intent from a couple of the batters here, and that one, a little undisciplined.
They might be living off of their last game a little bit. They scored a lot of runs, and those big cuts are probably coming from that last game.
Well, the pitcher-catcher taking an opportunity for a timeout, but the SA runner and batter have gone up to the coach for a chat, so they just need to be careful of that. Well, Jessie Keach is back in the box. 1 strike is the count. Another swing and a miss. Young takes off on the pitch. The throw's just out of reach of the shortstop. So Paulie's throw, she just practiced it after the throw. She's reminding herself to pull down on the throw or maybe make it a little more accurate, because it was just out to the left of the shortstop, and Zoe Young is aboard safely to second and in scoring position. So 2 strikes to count now on Keach. She's had 2 pretty wild swings. High and inside, gets herself out of the way there. So stolen base from Young. So very aggressive start from the SA team. A lot of swings early, stolen base attempt. Swing and a miss, and Keach goes down swinging. It's a great comeback from Murphy after giving up a hit. Catcher speed up will be enforced here, so courtesy runner for Zoe Young.
Butch Sims just needs to keep his game plan and keep being aggressive with this young team here.
Chloe Charlton is the courtesy runner for South Australia, and up to bat is Millie Fidge.
The courtesy catcher runner rule is really helpful, especially to speed up the game. I appreciate that rule here in Australia, allowing your catcher to go get dressed when there's 2 outs.
One ball for Fidge, batting 4 for SA. And she sees that one go through for a called strike. So this is a bit better from the SA girls. A bit of patient hitting, see a pitch, and get one that you like.
Absolutely. After this first inning, they'll be able to plan their attack a little bit better, which side of the plate they're looking for.
Way out of the zone, high for ball 2. Now Charlton's lead off from second is quite aggressive, but as soon as that ball's caught by the catcher, she's right back to the base. So not taking any chances out there at second. Let's see how big this jump is this time.
Biggest thing as a base runner is to get out there as hard as you can and get back as quickly as you can.
Fidge has a swing and a miss at that one, so 2-2 the count.
These cuts are just missing here for South Australia. When they connect with it, that ball is going to be gone.
It's low and just out of reach, a catcher poorly for the Vicks, and allows free passage to third base for Chloe Charlton. So now runner on third can score on a hit or a pass ball now, or a wild pitch.
Absolutely. Fidge needs to know that as well and be a little bit more disciplined at the plate, not swinging at any balls that can get past this catcher here.
Full count. Swing and a miss. So very good pitching from Victorian Bridey Murphy. Gets 2 strikeout victims that inning and restricts South Australia. They got a runner at third but failed to score. So good defense from the Vicks.
Absolutely. She's throwing well. She needs to keep it going here into the second inning. See if her team can get her a couple more runs so she feels a little bit more safe going out there the next inning.
All right, we'll go around the field for South Australia now. Pitching is Araha Munro to Zoe Young, Jenny Gray at first base, and Abby Mossman at second. Jessie Keats at shortstop and Cara Schultz at third. And the outfield for SA is Mikayla Collins. Centre field is Simi Dhaliwal, and at right field is Indigo Bector Silva.
Araha is looking to continue her dominance from the last inning, maybe move the ball just a little bit more and keeping this runners off base for her team. Up to bat, we have Mia Robinson playing third base for Victoria here today. Number 73 stepping into the box. Monroe starts her off with the ball. If I was Robinson, I'd be looking to start us off with a hit here. Doesn't look like she's quite the bunter, but you never know what their game plan is, coaching style-wise. That is a laser right up the middle. Oh, and the air by center fielder. She's going 2. She's looking for 3. Robinson is going to make it safely into third base with a stand-up triple. Statewide super replay. Monroe left a little bit over the middle. Center field played it just slightly off, taking it all the way to the fence for a stand-up triple for Robinson. Up next, we have the pitcher, Bridey Murphy. Let's see if the pitcher can help herself out with a little RBI action right here. Monroe starts that one as well, a little bit high.
Well, the South Australian team defense really need to stand up here with the runner on third and no outs in the second inning.
Absolutely, they need to back their pitcher. That run needs to be stopped.
I'll pitch to the back net, but thinks better of it, Bailey Robinson, and heads back to the safety of third base. So not trying to take any chances just yet.
Young did a great job of bouncing as soon as that got past her to stop that run from scoring. Great hustle. this point in the game, Bridey's probably looking to go opposite field. Biggest gap there for her, and would allow the run to score on a grounder or line drive. Great off-speed pitch there by Monroe. Had her way out in front. I love how Monroe is not getting flustered. She's attacking these pitches. She's attacking these batters. And then she comes back with the heat inside. Gotta love that mix of pitches.
Yeah, check swing from Murphy as well. So 2-2 the count. So pretty good battle here between the two pitchers.
It's always fun going pitcher against pitcher. Pitchers unfortunately have that rep of never being able to hit, whether it's the coach's discretion or simply they put too much time into pitching. So it's always fun as a pitcher to go against another one and try and strike them out.
Just for that outside edge, a pickoff attempt. So good setup there from Young. She set up a little bit further outside so she could get around the batter. But the Victorian runner Robinson gets back in time. So full count now. So batter should be looking to swing because SA don't want to give up another base runner here. Great down the middle from Munro. That's the first out. It's a strikeout. Munro gets a second strikeout. Victim both caught looking.
That's the biggest testament of a pitcher is after a big play, be it an error or a big hit, what is the pitcher going to do on the next batter? And Monroe just showed she's here to fight. Strikeout.
Kazia Pauly, the catcher for the Vics, up to bat now. Munro fires that one in. They had a bit of zip on it.
It did have a little bit more zip than usual. She's getting fired up. Maybe she's starting to settle in a little bit and feel herself.
Pauly with her hands high and looks quite intimidating there in the box. Swing and a miss. So she's behind in the count. So 0-2 count now, and just what South Australia needed. And hopefully for them, they can get that second out pretty quick with that runner looming in scoring position on third base.
Monroe needs to keep this ball off the plate with the 0-2 count.
Gets
That's a great
swing.
pitch.
Great pitch from Munro. Strikeout swing. That's the second out of the inning and the third strikeout Victim. So, like I said, just what SA would have wanted after giving up a leadoff hit.
Monroe is stepping up big for her team right now.
Pia Herbie Toby is up to bat now for the Victorians. She's playing center field. Number 9 hitter. Outside edge. Robinson doing great over there at third base, really keeping the pressure on the South Australian catcher and their defense by taking a good aggressive lead off.
As a catcher, fortunately, you don't have to worry about stealing home as you do in baseball, but I know it's probably in the back of Zoe's mind right now. No more pass balls to be a wall back there behind home plate.
Good cut from Herbert Toby, but it just goes foul. So 1-1 the count, and pretty even battle here so far. Pitcher and batter just going toe-to-toe at the moment. And
hopefully Monroe keeps attacking with her rise ball, using that off speed to keep this team off balance.
Change of pace that goes inside, just drifts inside a little, and now Herbert Toby ahead of the count. 2 balls and 1 strike here with 2 out in the top of the second inning.
2 outs. South Australia needs to focus on getting this batter out before we see the top of the order here.
High and outside for ball 3. So good hitting count now for the Vics. Lights are starting to take effect here at West Beach, and great facility that we have here at West Beach Parks. Diamond Sports facility.
Herbert Toby's being very patient up there to bat, as you should when you're the number 9 batter.
Big cut at that one. She looks good when she swings. Just off of it this time round, and the count goes full.
She's going to have to protect. Let's see how she handles this pressure with the runner on third. Can she come through for her team?
Yeah, great point, and payoff pitch now. Munro into motion and deals for a high outside. So ball 4. So great turn at bat. Herbert Toby gets aboard from a walk. Just what you want to see from your number 9 hitter.
It is. Let's see how Victoria plays this, and then if they're having the runner at first go, see if they can get in a run down and score that runner at third.
Hetaraka back up to bat. Hetaraka Kelly back up to bat for the Vics, the original leadoff hitter. Just takes that one, and
South Australia looks ready to do their defensive play here with the first and third split.
yeah, great movement from the pivots for SA. And Zoe was quick to fire that ball across as well, but Munro cut that one off. Let's see if the runner goes here. And 3 split, and she does go, but it's a hit and run. This one goes up to the middle. Jessie Keach has her job cut out for her, makes a great play. Jessie Keach gets across to that one, just looked out of reach, and she managed to get there quickly, firing the cross to Jenny Gray at first for the third out. Statewide Super Replay will show you the action.
That's exactly what you're looking for a dominating shortstop on your team, making the big plays.
Great pick up from Jenny Gray as well. Throw was a little low because Keach didn't have any time at all to grab the ball, grab the laces and fire that throw across. She just had to get rid of it as soon as she got it. So great play, a run-saving play from Jessie Keach and Jenny Gray.
Absolutely. Great stretch by Gray there at first base.
Well, can South Australia come back? They're right in the meat of their lineup. Their number 5 hitter, Cara Schultz, will lead things off here in the second inning.
Still early in the game. They absolutely have a chance to come back. The game isn't over until the game is over. Cara Schultz has been huge for South Australia through the years. One of their mainstay players for sure. Great cut on her. Let's see if she can find a pitch that she actually likes and can drive.
Well, we see a fair bit of Cara Schultz on the coverage that we have here. Very special thanks to Spacequake Sports. She plays for the Seacombe Tigers in the Adelaide competition. It's her 3rd year in the A grade, and she's just 16 years of age, so quite an impressive young player. Patiently watches that first one for a ball.
Schultz is a really exciting player to watch. Her bat speed is pretty unrivaled in the competition she plays for around here. So to see her take a full cut is fun to watch.
As we watch this pitch, a big swing and a miss. They were just reaching out for that one a little bit, so she just needs to settle a bit. Now, you took a quick trip with her to New South Wales, and you saw the Washington Huskies train and play, and she actually had a clinic with them. Is that right?
Absolutely.
And
Schultz and Monroe, they had a blast at the clinic. The Washington Husky coaches had some good feedback for them and their hitting. She actually hit one out, which was pretty impressive. The Huskies are doing it right and left, but to have a under 17 girl do it, something else.
Another big swing and a miss from Cara Schultz. So hopefully we haven't put the commentator's curse on her now. She's had 2 big cuts and she's missed both of them, probably just reaching for them as well. So she has the time to let the ball come into the zone. 2-2 count. She gets a piece of this one. It's going to go foul. So she stays alive in the count at 2-2.
South Australia just needs to remain calm. There's absolutely no reason to rush this early in the game. They shouldn't feel any pressure. It's only 1 run. They need to take their hacks, but they need to be swinging at pitches that they can handle.
Well, she'll go the short grip here with 2 strikes. And swing and a miss from Schultz. So great pitching from Murphy. Another strikeout victim. That's her 3rd in a row. And pretty impressive resume so far. She's struck out the 3, 4, and 5 hitters.
That rise ball is really shutting them down today. It's pretty impressive to see a rise ball of this caliber at this level.
Well, the new hitter for South Australia is Simi Dhaliwal, and she watches this first one through for a called strike. So she had a good game earlier today against WA. She had a few hits, and so she's in form and no doubt looking to make up for that, just a slight misfield from earlier in the inning.
That's the best part about the game of softball.
Cuts this one, and just going to go foul. So good piece of the ball from Simi. And she goes behind in the count 0-2.
There's two parts of softball, defense and offense. So if you are failing in one or you do make a mistake at one side of the ball, you get a chance to make it up on the other side.
Low, but in the zone for a 4th consecutive strikeout for Murphy. She is rolling. She's in a bit of a zone at the moment.
Absolutely. She's keeping them off balance because you don't know if a ball's coming, a strike's coming. In that scenario, Dolly was looking for a ball. She came back with a strike right down the middle.
This is Mikayla Collins, the hitter for South Australia, and she was part of our Dragons program, as many of these players have been over the last couple of years, and just super impressive glove skills. She's got good movement around the diamond as well, and really quick. So looking forward to seeing what Mikayla can produce here tonight. Just has to dance away at that one and just gets away, but it's clipped her foot, and she takes a walk up to first base.
And the umpire saying, no, it did not touch her.
Well, just a little bit of confusion there. It looked like she hesitated to go to first, but then stopped and changed her mind and then went to first. But no one seemed to have that hit by pitch, so she comes back and she's got a 2-0 count.
Depending on the coaching style, especially in the States, whenever a ball's anywhere close to hitting, you're supposed to just run to first base like it did.
Big cut from Collins, a strike swinging, so 2 balls and 1 strike. So the SA girls have been taking their cuts, but maybe they've been going too big because they're not making contact. Low and ball 3. So good eye here from Collins, and this might settle for the SA girls if she can get on from a walk here, because Murphy has just been dominant. She's retired the last 4 in a row from strikeouts.
Absolutely, she needs to lay off the rise. There she goes, off to first.
Well, her second time up to first. This time she gets to stay there, and South Australia have their second runner aboard for the game. And Mikayla Collins, like I said, has got a bit of zip about her. So let's see if Coach Sims stays aggressive. Abby Mossman, the hitter. Another big cut. So the intent is there. It must be a game plan for the SA players.
Yeah, attack the first pitch that comes, the first strike that comes to you. A hit and run might be on here with the quickness that we have on first base, and the fact that she's been attacking the zone with strikes here, and Murphy has.
I don't mind that as a tactic, but you got to be able to respect the pitcher. You got to meet the ball on its merits. Otherwise, you will struggle. You will swing and miss. You will foul some off, and very rarely will you make contact if you don't have that mutual respect for the pitcher.
Yeah. South Australia is lacking just a little bit of discipline right now, and laying off that rise ball in that bunting situation. You have to bunt a strike.
Well, interesting tactic to bunt with 2 out, but Coach Sims backing his batter. And Mikayla Collins is safely aboard at second, but the strikeout swinging, a called strike. Called strike on the hitter, Mossman.
James, I believe she went. She did a check swing, but I think she broke her wrist is what the home plate umpire is saying.
Another strikeout for Bridey Murphy. She's doing a great job for her team. Strikeout swinging. So out of the first 8 batters, she's got 5 strikeout victims.
That's impressive. That's exactly what you want to see if you're the Victoria coaching staff right now.
Well, let's look at the flip side of that. South Australian coaching staff, they need to put the ball into play.
They absolutely do. I think that was the game plan of doing the bunt there instead of getting on by walks. It's always great to have runners on base, but you got to put the ball in play also in order to score runs.
Well, the SA team will head back into the field. We go into the top of the 3rd inning, and Victoria have that 1-run lead at the moment. So as you mentioned during the last inning, it's no need to panic at the moment. There's still plenty of time and innings left in this ball game. Victoria back to their number 2 hitter, Alana Punza, second base player and the run scorer.
I think she's going into this at bat looking to score another run, James.
Well, the South Australian bench is active as they were last defensive inning. We've got Millie Fidge doing a little bit of warming up with bullpen catcher Neve Adams, who caught the first game in their win. She caught her older sister Zali Adams in that 10-1 victory against WA.
When you have a deep pitching staff, you always want them staying warm.
This one's popped up. Cara Schultz calling for the ball, gets under it and takes a good catch. As the sun starts to set, the lights are active, and so the conditions can be a little tricky this time of night in the twilight in Adelaide. But gee, the sky, just in the background of the sky, beautiful colour, and as we see Cara Schultz take a good catch on the statewide super replay. So that is one out.
I think Cara appreciates having the lights instead of the sun glaring in her eyes right now.
Another pop-up. This one goes foul and heads up the call from our crowd here. And great attendance so far at this Under-17 Championship. They are running simultaneously, the boys and the girls. On the other diamond tonight, the South Australian boys are playing against Western Australia. Not sure if we'll get a score update from that one, but we'll see the boys in action tomorrow night.
Yeah, tons of people here. It's great to see how supportive South Australia is of our teams here tonight.
Great piece, crushes that ball to right field, but Indigo back to Silver out there at right field. Haven't seen her in the play just yet, and she's taken a great catch. Statewide super replay will show the action. She's just in her motion as she moves out there, breaks to her right, and takes a comfortable catch in the end.
That is a great read out there by Indigo. She immediately saw that off the bat. Dead sprint, easy catch for her.
2 quick outs for SA, just what they wanted, and it's Miller having a big cut at that first one. So a bit contagious, that big swing on the first pitch, and
I think Miller is feeling her last at bat. She knows she got an RBI there and she wants to get another run.
it was a great shot as well, right down the left field line, and scored that crucial run as well.
Not a bad idea there by Monroe. Based off her last at bat, might want to stay up with rise ball, drop ball, and work that off speed in there.
Yeah,
Keeping
just
her
trying
off
to
balance.
bust her inside and cramp her for a little bit of room. So 1-1 now, the count on Miller.
Good idea going outside, seeing if she could work with that outside half. We know that she could work with the inside.
A close up on Araha Munro, South Australian pitcher, and all the pitches in this coverage is brought to you by Spacequake Sports. So very special thanks to David and his team for bringing us this action. Best softball coverage in the country. Well, that pitch goes outside, and now Miller's into a good count as well. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Miller really wanted that one. Her whole body is going. It took every ounce of her to hold up.
Well, patiently watches a 4th ball and a board from a walk. So great hitting from the DP. She's got an RBI single and now a walk. So that will settle down the Victorian lineup after 2 quick outs. Cornell, the hitter in the left-handed box for the Victorians.
No pressure for the defense here. 2 outs. They can get an out at first or second base here with Cornell up to bat.
Fouls that one off, so Cornell, another one of those hitters swinging for the first pitch that maybe even might have been a little bit out of the strike zone.
I think that was out of her zone, James. Being in that situation, coming straight off of a walk, she'll probably be looking for a couple of pitches there, see what Monroe can bring to her in this at bat.
Well, she flew out to center field in the first inning, and a good catch from Simi Dhaliwal for South Australia. So we know that she can get bat on ball. Watches that one through for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Can't knock the idea the pitcher had just there, James, going higher than the last one she swung at, hoping she'd bite.
Yeah.
A bit off the plate there. Looks like she fell off balance slightly on that away pitch.
So 2 balls and 1 strike. The count now for Cornell. Munro be looking for a strike here. gets that one in the hitting zone. Keats just fumbles it quickly and has to fire it off in a hurry, but not in time. So great running from Cornell to beat that throw out. Great running from Miller as well to make sure she was safe, because that was pretty close to the base. Statewide Super Replay will show it here, and she just got that bad hop. You see that one just bounce up a little bit, so maybe that took her eyes off the ball slightly. And a runner aboard now. 2 runners aboard now for Victoria.
Cornell did a great job of keeping her hands back on that off speed and driving it up the middle. Just what you should do.
Big jumps from the Vic runners, and gee, they're up and about now, the Vics, after a couple of runners on board now, and runner in scoring position for Bailey Robinson, the third base player from Victoria.
Big hack there.
Pick off attempt towards first base. Just avoids the tag. So, gee, catcher Young was right on that big lead off that I called just the pitch before. Let's watch the Statewide Super Replay. Runner on first base. Cornell got a big lead off, and Gray just couldn't reach her for that tag. Peeled for the play, but runners are safe. Still on first and second. Good setup pitch as well. She called it way outside, so definitely made it as easy as possible for herself.
Absolutely. That was a great call either by the South Australian coaching staff there, or if Zoe Young did that on her own. That was a very good read for a catcher to be doing that pickoff there.
So that foul on the last pitch makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. So great pitching from Munro, gets a strikeout to end the 3rd inning without giving up that run, and Victoria still lead after their 3rd inning, 1 run to nil. So South Australia yet to bat again. Let's watch the Statewide Super Replay. Kim, I'll let you call it.
Monroe absolutely is finding her curveball right here. I love it. She had 2 in that bat alone. The batter couldn't touch it.
So just for our viewers at home watching online, we do have the Adelaide Bike game that's on at the same time tonight. So Diamond Sports Park is lit up like a Christmas tree at the moment. 3 games going all at once, all under lights. But from tomorrow night, there will be the only sport playing here at Diamond Sports Park. And if you want to, you can watch the live coverage and the replays on all our social media platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Catch the action at home from the comfort of your couch on NITV, Channel 34 on SBS, and for South Australian viewers, Channel 44 on Saturday afternoons. That's all. Very special thanks to Softball SA and Spacequake Sports. All our productions are brought to you by Statewide Super MC Sports and MK Services SA. So very special thanks to all our partners for bringing you this live coverage. Well, it's the 9-hitter for South Australia now. It's left-hander Indigo Bector Silva. She plays right field. She took that great catch last inning as well. You called it, Kim. She read it right off the bat to take a comfortable catch.
Absolutely. Let's see if she can take that momentum from that catch and that good read, and see if she can get a good read on the pitches that Murphy's throwing down the plate right now.
That one's high for a ball, evening it at 1-1. She looks very comfortable there and relaxed in the box, doesn't she, Bector Silva, as she sets herself now for a swing, and it's a ball. Well, that's only a
3-1. Little ahead of herself right there, but yeah, she's looking absolutely relaxed.
2 balls and 1 strike the count. Swing and a miss from Bector Silva.
Just under that pitch. 2
balls and 2 strikes. Hey, don't forget, you can join the conversation using the hashtag Summer of Softball, and that's across Softball Australia social media platforms as well, Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. That's hashtag Summer of Softball. So don't forget to join the conversation. Just got a score update from Diamond 2. So SA boys are 10-0 down to WA, so pretty one-sided on Diamond 2. Great pitching from Murphy, another strikeout victim. This time back to Silver, but South Australia will go back to the top of the order and Jenny Gray.
That was a great pitch. That was a great at-bat in general for Murphy attacking her. Silva lost her feet just a little bit on that swing.
6 strikeouts from the first 9 hitters, Kim. That's pretty dominant. 2 runners aboard, 1 single and 1 walk.
Absolutely. The experience of Victoria and their 13 titles that they won is definitely showing right about now. They must have some good pitching coaches and coaching out there in general to have won 13 titles, and Murphy's really showing why they have.
Just looks like the catcher's taking the signals from the dugout as well, but we'll see if we can get another look at that. Great fielding off her own pitching. Murphy takes a good catch, low to the ground. She had to break out of her circle for that one. And 2 quick outs. Let's watch the statewide super replay.
Yes, just like De Silva did in right field last inning for South Australia, Murphy did as well. Read it right off the bat. That's always a tough thing to do when you release a pitch to be ready for the ball coming back to you.
Yeah, well, Murphy's got her Jenny Gray's number at the moment. Cheap fly out to first base in the first inning, and then she got that fly ball just then. So Zoe Young got aboard from that single to shortstop in the first inning.
Yeah, she set the table in that inning. Let's see if she can do it again here for South Australia.
Well, that was high and out of the zone, and she almost protected herself. Check swing of that one and fouled it off. So 2 strikes and behind in the count. So this is great performance here from the Victorian pitcher Murphy. Can she sustain it for the full 7 innings? We'll see. I can't see the Victorian bullpen from here. Can you see any action, Kim?
I do not see any action down there, and before warming up for the game, all I did was see one pitcher warming up. So as we had 2 South Australian pitchers warming up before the game, all I saw was Murphy for Victoria here.
2 strikes and 2 outs. Zoe just keeps herself alive and fouls that one off. She's got great hands here for a young batter. I do know she was a right-hander just a couple of years ago, transformed to the left-hand side. That's thanks to her father, Martin Morgan, who's the coach of the Stars team. So shout out to Morg. So sure he's watching Zoe play. The Stars had 1 win and 1 loss today in the opening round of the Gillies Shield. So they took Victoria to a tiebreaker, and they won that one 2-1 and went down to Queensland 8-1. So great to see some results coming through from Perth. And best of luck to the Stars for the rest of the week. Young gets this one close to the line and just foul. So behind in the count, but staying alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
She's having a heck of a bat right now. She's just fouling them off until she finds her pitch. And as a pitcher, that's the worst hitter you can face. Just foul ball after foul ball until they find you missing a pitch. Comes back back up the middle. Got her there with a great changeup.
Another great pitch there from Murphy, and Victoria are bouncing back into the dugout. They want another chance to put another run on the board, and it's all because of the great pitching performance of, her name escapes me, Bridey Murphy. Excuse me, Bridey Murphy. She has been great, hasn't she, Kim?
Absolutely. There's an air of confidence right now coming from Victoria dugout, and as the girls head back into the dugout, there's a little bounce in their step. Everybody has smiles on their face, and rightfully so. I think they're in command of the game, even though the score is only 1-0. They're showing that this game is theirs.
11 batters faced, 7 strikeouts. That's a great performance from Murphy, and SA really need to change their game plan with her because she's tying them up in knots at the moment.
They sure are. They need to attack a little bit more strikes, maybe get back in the box, find a way to get on, whether it's bunting or slapping, hitting runs. We got to make some movement happen for the offense for South Australia.
Well, the coaching staff from Victoria fired up as well. I saw Peter Donut Donahue just got pretty excited there when the Vics are getting the runners on board as well, and they're managing to get out of the innings without conceding a run through 3 so far. So great to see the passion, not only from the players, from the coaching staff as well.
They always say energy comes from the top down. When the coaching staff has it, it gets contagious and the girls catch it as well. Defensively, South Australia needs to make this as quick inning as possible so the girls stay fresh, create a new mindset, and go back up there to attack offensively.
Great shot past shortstop. And Victoria with another runner aboard. Paulie is the new hitter. Is that a batting change there?
Yeah, I think we missed that. That was Tymania Graham in to hit right there with a single.
Okay, so we saw a pinch hitter come in for Victoria. And Graham does the job. So pinch hit, single, and the lead off aboard for catcher Paulie now.
You think she's going to bunt? And looks like she's showing bunt. That is a great job.
Sacrifice bunt. Cara Schultz comes across. Great take from Mossman at second base, but a great job from Paulie getting that sacrifice bunt down. Statewide super replay.
Great coaching call right there. In a game this tight, 1-0, you have to get that bunt down, even if it is one of your better power hitters in the lineup.
Pia Herbert Toby, the hitter, the 9 hitter for Victoria, and runner in scoring position with just the 1 out. So 2 opportunities in the best part of the lineup for the Vics coming up, the top of the order.
Looking to keep the ball in the infield right here, keep that runner at second base, getting out at 1. Runner's not taking too big a lead out there. Looks a little bit timid out there on second base.
Well, that call from the coach as well, because Paulie struck out her first time at bat, and so to put that sacrifice bunt down, that's going to give not only the runner in scoring position now for the Vics, but a little bit of confidence for the hitter as well. Oh, she gets a high pitch. Great diving attempt from Mossman, but it gets past her. The throw comes from the right fielder in Bector Silva. Did that deflect off her glove? Bector Silva gets the throw.
Really
Let's watch
close.
the statewide super replay. Will show it. It's got horizontal.
Read.
Look at her.
Just out of reach.
Just out of reach. It was the spin of the ball that took it to right field. Great hustle from the right fielder in Bector Silva. Runner didn't score, and now we have runners at first and third. So the 9 hitter Herbert Toby for Victoria has done her job. A walk and a single.
Monroe had a great pitch there, kind of fisted the batter, and due to that, kept the runner at
Runner
third
goes,
instead of scoring.
and there's no play. Just gets it back quickly to the pitcher, and the runner's, what's the runner doing? They need to tag that runner. She just went back to the base. She would have been safe at second.
Funny enough, I did that exact same thing when I was a kid. I thought it was a foul ball, and I went jogging back to first base. The defense was so stunned, they didn't even make a play on it.
What a shock. Why was nobody onto that? The runner as well, the coaches. And there was no panic or anything. The runner just went back to first. She stole safely. Does she get a stolen base for that? Does she get credited for a stolen base? Don't know.
I don't believe
Swing
she does,
and
actually.
a
That's
miss.
a very good question for our scorekeepers over here.
Did she get 2 stolen bases for that? She stole second and then she stole first.
I think that may be the first stolen first base ever.
Well,
Missed opportunity
Yeah,
for South
definitely.
Australia, though, unfortunately. Got to communicate on that one.
well, and Victoria, they could have 2 runners in scoring position there, and not sure what happened. All right, let's get back to the action here. There's 1 ball and 2 strikes, and we're back to the top of the order with Kata Hetaraka Kelly. Swing and a foul tip. Kata's
She
shown a
is-
lot of positive energy up there in the batter's box. She has gone down swinging, or gone down looking with a strikeout and a ground ball to shortstop. A great play from Keach, but let's see if she can deliver for the Vics here and put a second run on the board.
Yeah, with the defense in, I think she's looking to hit the green with this one.
If this one pops up, it's going to go foul. and safely for the Victorians. Now, that runner stole the first time round. She hasn't even looked like getting a lead off after that. So definitely being held up now by the coach. Doesn't want her to do that double steal again. One ball.
She must be a
and
little
2 strikes.
tired still, I'd figure, stealing 2 bases in a row.
Well, it's always a big day, the first day of a national championship. Oh, there's a big lead off at first, but catcher Zoe Young doesn't want to give up another run, so she holds on to that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count, and there's just the 1 out.
Monroe does have an open base, even though it doesn't feel like it.
Well, we go to a full count now, so yeah, both teams probably need to settle a little bit now, and so do I. Really, I will admit that. Runners at the corners, 1 down, top of the 4th. Payoff pitch. Runner will probably go. She takes
Great
off, and
job.
they don't even look at that runner going to second. So for the second time in the inning, Herbert Toby steals second, and 2 runners in scoring position now with 2 out with Alana Panza.
Victoria's third base coach gave a big hand up to the runner once she got to second base to tell her to sit and stay at 2 this time.
Oh, high pitch. She's keen to swing at this one, Panza. She got a single in.
Big smile on her face there.
Yeah,
She
well,
knows it.
that's the same smile that she got just before she got that single in the first inning. So let's see if she can emulate that effort from earlier in the game. Well, she does cut at this one. Talk from the SA infield. That's Jessie Keach at shortstop. That's her catch every day of the week. So South Australia get out of that inning with 2 runners in scoring position. So the Vics are threatening. They've probably left about 4 runners on base now. South Australia have left 2 runners on base, but they only hold that 1-run lead. It's 1-0 after 3.5 innings.
This is definitely becoming a bit of a pitcher's duel here. A little lopsided in terms of runners on base, but it's definitely a pitcher's duel, 1-0.
Well, Munro's got the 5 strikeouts, but that is not as impressive as the 7 strikeouts coming from Bridey Murphy. She'll be re-entered in the game, and umpires come up to the statisticians just right to our left, making the changes. So she's going through her warm-up pitches. So a great little cameo from Graham from the Victorians, but that'll be all that she contributes in this game because she's been the pinch hit has been substituted for a re-entry.
You know what we forgot to do today, James, is go over our guesses on who is going to take this game.
Okay, predictions for the game. Well, normally we do it at the start of the game with Lee Hull. He's known for his predictions. And look, if Lee was here at this stage of the game, I think he'd probably predict that we'd go into a tiebreaker. He likes to make pretty bold predictions, but I actually think the home team might come home with a bit of a wet sail and run over the top of the Victorians. That might be my patriotic heart speaking rather than my head.
Well, I'd have to agree with Lee at this point. I think South Australia can muster another run, but with the pitching that's going on both sides right now, I think it might be tough to get more than that. So I could possibly see a tiebreaker happening here too.
All right, Jessie Keach puts down a great running bunt. Look who it is doing the job again, fielding. It's Murphy, but the ball just gets away from second base player Panza for Victoria. And Keach aboard for the South Australians. How important is it for a leadoff to get on as we watch the statewide super replay?
This is exactly what we were talking about last inning. Any way, anyhow that you can get on base.
She would have been safe anyway. I'm giving that a hit to Jessie Keach.
Absolutely.
So a single
She beat that
for
ball.
South Australia to lead off the 4th inning, the bottom of the 4th, and it's Millie Fidge this time who squares to bunt, goes to third base as she picks up in fair territory, gets it across to Panza for the first out. Great take because it was just in front of the runner. Millie Fidge does her job for her team. So a new tactic for South Australia.
That was a great job. Well done by Fidge there. Tough inside pitch, but she managed to keep it fair.
Well, the statewide super replay showed it. Their third base player, Robinson from the Victorians, took the ball as it looked to be rolling out of the zone. So brave play, gutsy play, but ended up making it, and that's the first out of the inning.
In that scenario, I think they needed to play that ball as fair, get the out at first base, and trust that Murphy's going to continue dominating.
Yeah, and not a bad tactic. So Cara Schultz back up to bat for South Australia, and runner in scoring position is Jessie Keach. So got some speed out there at second base for the South Australians.
Schultz is showing some patience, some improvement from her last at bat. I don't think they want to throw anything really in her zone, allowing her to score that runner at second, knowing she's one of their better hitters in the lineup, James.
Well, timeout has been called by the pitcher and catcher yet again, and the runners come off the base. I'm taking every opportunity here to communicate the South Australians, and with a 3-0 count, Cara Schultz can look at a few here. She went down swinging in the first inning, and that one right down the middle. She would have loved to get a piece of that one. And you know what? I think, Kim, here, the outfield showing a bit of respect for Schultz as well. They are very deep. I don't think I've seen an outfielder as deep as this in any of the games I've seen today. Gets after that one and fouls it off to go take the count full, and that was a big cut.
I think Victoria is well aware of the power and pop that she has, and coming up through the years in U15 and now U17, they know what she's capable of.
Full count now, payoff pitch for Murphy. Another strikeout for Murphy as Schultz goes down swinging. That one a little out of the zone and could have been a board, but she really wants to contribute to this SA team and goes down swinging for 2 outs. So Simi Dhaliwal now with the job to score that runner from second base with 2 out.
Absolutely tough position for Schultz, being a leader on this team and wanting to swing.
Shot from Dhaliwal. That one goes over first base.
It is foul.
And plate umpire calls it foul. Janelle Hicks, let's watch the statewide super replay as they pan out, and that is as close as I see the chalk fly up there, but it's just gone over the orange base, and strike one. So
that was a great hack by Dhaliwal there, though.
Yeah.
She's looking to
would have
score
scored
that
the run,
runner.
yeah. Oh, big cut. So predetermined swing there, I think, from Dhaliwal, and she will just need to regather her focus here a little bit, because she wants this one in her wheelhouse so she can put the ball into play. Use her speed to her advantage.
Just see the ball and react.
Fouls that one off.
There we go.
She's got under that one a little bit. So as the catcher, Paulie, looks over to the Victorian dugout to get the signal from the coach, I'm sure the coach will be saying, keep the ball out of the zone.
Out of the zone, and I would definitely go back to changeup right now, seeing how out of her zone that swing was on the last one.
There's that changeup, and Simi gets a piece of this one, so she's starting to get a little bit of rhythm here, seeing the ball a little bit, fouls that one off, but still it's in favor of pitcher Murphy at the moment with an 0-2 count.
Absolutely, Murphy needs to stay out of the zone here, keeping the ball away from Dhaliwal and hoping that she swings outside of the zone.
2 out, runner on 2, bottom of the 4th, and another changeup. So, well, there you go. You heard it from the pitcher herself. Good call there, Kim. She's gone back to that changeup a couple of times now after getting her swinging at them.
It honestly wouldn't be a bad idea to go back, change up again with a 1-2 count. 3 in a row. She goes with the rise ball. Well played by Bridey Murphy right there.
Another strikeout victim to Murphy, and gee, hasn't she put in an impressive performance. I'll take you back to the first inning, Kim. I mentioned to you that in her first 4 or 5 pitches, only 1 was in the strike zone. Ever since then, she's been right on song.
Maybe you gave her not the commentator's curse, but maybe the commentator's pep talk. Give her a little fire under her, huh?
Well, another 2 strikeouts this inning takes a tally up to 9 in 4 innings. So, gee, any coach would be happy with a performance like that from a pitcher. 9 strikeouts in the first 4 innings. So Victoria hold on to a slender lead. Only 1 run's been scored so far in the game, and this 5th inning is going to be a big one. It may actually show us, you know, who might win this game, because if Victoria can score, you know, they're going to be tough to catch from here. But if South Australia can hold and put a run on the board, they might take a little bit of momentum going into the end of this game. However, if no one scores, you've got to give the favour Victoria. I mean, they might run out winners in this game 1-0, because the game could be over just like that if South Australia aren't careful.
Based strictly off momentum right now, Victoria is rolling with it. South Australia, they're trying to talk it up. They're trying to fake it until you make it. We just need a leader out there for South Australia to come back in this game.
Well, leading off the 5th inning for Victoria is the number 3 hitter, Jamie Lee Matthews. She put down the bunt in the 1st inning and had a fly ball to right field. So she's done pretty well so far tonight, and the Victorian team will be looking at a lead off this inning well. So you can always, well, you'd hope to rely on the number 3 hitter for your team. So
absolutely, she's getting in the box like she means business. I love her approach.
And she's got herself into a great hitters count early on as well. 2 balls and no strikes. She has a deep breath as we see this great coverage from Spacequake Sports. A close-up on the hitter. Just the eyes and the look and the deep breath and the focus. Munro deals, and Matthews gets a piece of that one. It goes foul, but yeah, great intent from the hitter.
It's often underestimated, especially in this sport, the look of determination, the presence in the box, the presence in the circle, the presence at your position. It really does mean a lot. People are intimidated by it. Players are intimidated by it.
Well, she cuts at this one and goes out to left field. Great coverage and a great catch out at left field. So South Australia make a good play and a good out. Mikayla Collins it is. Let's watch the statewide super replay as Matthews gets just a little under this one, so it goes higher than it goes further. And Collins takes a catch on the foul line.
Monroe makes a good pitch, had a great at bat there. Got an easy out for her team.
Well, we're back to DP.
Let's that one go a little bit there.
Now, Ellie Miller has been the performer of the game for us. We normally have the statewide super player of the game. I think we'll keep calling it that statewide super performance, at least anyway, so far from DP Ellie Miller. She's had that RBI single that's put the Victorians in front. She had a walk in her 2nd turn at bat as well. Let's see what she comes up with for the Victorians here in the 5th.
Miller would definitely be the offensive player of the game at this point. However, I think Bridey Murphy has it locked down out there on the mound if we are going to go with a player of the game at this moment, James. 9
strikeouts and shutouts so far as Miller has a cut at that one. Now, I'm all for the pitcher doing a great defensive performance, but I also appreciate good hitting as well. So
hey, you can't win a game without the offense, that's for sure.
We'll see how the game progresses, and Miller has a big cut at that one and perhaps slightly out of her zone. So 2 balls and 1 strike now the count, and probably a little too eager on that one. She's been looking to hit every pitch so far. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
With an aggressive hitter up to bat, I wouldn't mind Aroha going back to a changeup or an off speed at this moment, keeping it low in the zone. And she does.
But it's low, and Miller doing a great job there to leave that one alone. It's a full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Miller doesn't bite, but that is a great pitch. Good idea by Monroe.
It's been a good at-bat as well here. Oh, just jams her for room, and it's going to ground out towards first base. Then Gray fumbles, but then recovers in time for out number 2.
Gray did a great job of sticking with that. lot of young girls, especially when they make an error right away, don't think quickly enough to attack the ball and finish it out.
Well, Miller did good to put the pressure on, and Gray had to break out to her right and did very well. So good softball all around and a good recovery from Gray, and 2 outs for SA. Ooh, this one high, and
I think that one got away from the row there.
Cornell just on her backside. Let's watch the statewide super replay of the out just before. As I said, busted her inside there, jammed her for room. Good take from Mossman as well. She got across there in time, and
Great
could have been some confusion. Yeah, good communication as well. Low and just out of the zone. So 2 balls the count. So Munro using a lot of pitches now. Kim, do you think that she will go the whole journey, or do you think maybe a pitching change about now might do her good? Because this is the 3rd time through the Victorian lineup. Well, a hit up the middle is out of reach of Munro, out of reach of Mossman. And Simi out at centre field has to do the fielding. And good batting from Cornell. Runner aboard with 2 outs for the Victorians.
I think Monroe is fully capable of going the full 7 here for South Australia. Her league play has kept her in shape and conditioned well enough for this scenario. Depends on if her pitches still keep on moving or if they need to go with Fidge in these later innings.
Well, with 2 out, we might see some aggressive base running here from the Vicks. No, it's a ground ball to shortstop. Keach has to come up with a good throw, and in time, Jenny Gray in the play again, making the out, and that is all for the Vicks in the 5th. Statewide super replay. Kim, call the action.
Keach has been super solid there at shortstop for South Australia, minus that 1 ball that took a bad hop. She's making some good plays and some clutch plays with 2 outs here for South Australia.
Well, the hit from Gemma Cornell in that inning is actually the 6th hit of the game for the Vicks, whereas Bridey Murphy has reduced South Australia to just the 2 hits and 1 walk. One of them being the running bunt from Jessie Keach, single from Zoe, an infield single from Zoe Young. And where's South Australia going to find this run from?
Looks like we have a pinch hitter coming in actually with Miss Claire Collins up to bat.
Claire Collins up to bat. She'll be replacing her sister Mikayla Collins, who got aboard from a walk. 43. Is that Peyton Daniels?
Yes, it is Peyton Daniels. We're having 2 pinch hitters in here. Butch Sims trying to mix it up a little bit and seeing if these 2 can create some magic for South Australia.
Well, Coach Sims making a couple of changes, trying to make something happen. Have these batters who have been sitting in the dugout learnt from their teammates. We will see Peyton Daniels to get things going here in the bottom of the 5th for South Australia. Just returned from a trip back home in the States.
That is the key for those hitters that are coming off the bench to always stay in the game, always stay warm, and be learning from their teammates just as much as the starting lineup is. So they're prepared to come into this scenario and be successful.
Peyton, one of the catchers for the SA team, that gets a low strike called on her there. She does a little bit of catching for you on the occasion, Kim.
Yes, she does. She's a hard-working player just as well as Schultz is, and I like what I see from her. She has good hands.
Big swing and a miss. So new batter, but same game plan for the South Australians. Big cuts. She gets behind in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I like that they're switching up the batters and trying to make something happen, but I would like to see a little bit different game approach, maybe doing a couple more slaps, showing bunt, bringing back, keeping short hands to the ball to put the ball in play against Murphy here.
Fouls that one off. Well, they do have a bit of a deep bench here, the SA team. As you mentioned, Claire Collins is on deck, so another change there, but they also have Charlton and Mary Elise Fuss and both the Adams sisters as well that they can go to. So some batting depth in the dugout should they need it.
Great job from Daniels there, laying off that rise ball outside. She does have a good eye during league. Hopefully she continues to use it here tonight.
2-2 the count. Swing and a miss. It is the Murphy show tonight. Another strikeout victim and another pinch hitter. So as you mentioned before, Kim, this is Mikayla Collins.
It is. It's hashtag Summer of Murphy at this point tonight. Let's see if she can keep it rolling all the way through 7.
Hashtag Summer of Murphy. Join the conversation on all the social media pages for Softball Australia. Hashtag Summer of Softball. Tenth strikeout of the game for Murphy. Mikayla Collins, the new hitter. Swing and a miss.
I like the attack coming off the bench like that. She knew what she was looking for. See if she can get some bat on the ball in these next 2 strikes.
Well, she's really leaning over the plate, isn't she? Look at her hands. They're right over the edge of the plate. And swing and a miss for strike 2.
Looks a little bit anxious to be there in the box coming off the bench. There's the short hands.
And another strikeout. Strikeout 11 for Murphy.
3 straight pitches. Murphy is on fire.
Well, look how happy she is and her team is. There's smiles all round for the Victorians. They are holding on to this 1-run lead with everything they've got, and it's behind this performance from Murphy at the moment. 11 strikeouts. This is the 9-hitter and just the 2nd time through the lineup for South Australia, whereas Victoria have been there around the 7-hitter. So they've had 6 or 7 more batters than South Australia at the same time of the game, and Bector Silva just must be a little flustered. Maybe the bench is flustered because that ball was way out of the zone and she check swung at that one.
I think they're grasping for straws at this point. There's really no need to. Easier said than done, though.
That's great pitching from Murphy. She went high and got the batter swinging. She went low and caught the batter looking. So she's ahead of the count 0-2. Swing and a miss. 3 consecutive strikeouts. Number 12 for the game. Hashtag Summer of Murphy continues, Kim.
6 pitches, 6 strikes, 2 strikeouts.
Well, I said 3 consecutive strikeouts. It's actually 5 consecutive strikeouts and 12 in total. What a great performance. I'm almost a little bit swayed now, Kim. The statewide super performance of the game so far. It's got to be Murphy with those 12 strikeouts. Only given up those 2 hits as well. So 2 hits and 1 walk. So very much in control, the Victorian pitcher.
It's hard not to pick Victoria in this moment, actually. Murphy's coming up to bat here for her team, but the confidence that she's exuding out on the mound, the smiles that she's giving her teammates, it looks like they're having a ball out there.
Well, South Australia down to 6 outs, but before they get an opportunity, Victoria with 6 more outs as well of their own, and they're at the 7-hitter, and Bridey Murphy, the player of the moment. 12 strikeouts.
Monroe's still in the game here for South Australia. Let's see what she can do this inning and get their spirits up before they head back into the dugout.
Well, running bunt attempt's going to be successful. Look at her leg this one out. Well, a running bunt to go along with those 12 strikeouts, a leadoff on base for Victoria. She's trying to give herself a little bit of insurance. Leadoff on.
Absolutely is. Speed from the circle, speed from the batter's box here from number 60, Bridey Murphy. I think we're going to have a pinch runner in here for the pitcher. Is it a pinch hitter?
Can't do a pinch runner
hitter
because she's already been substituted out of the game. You don't want to take your ace out who's got 12 strikeouts. So she'll have to do the running herself. So the Vics looking to make a change of their own here with a pinch hitter. Let's see who comes out. Did I hear the coach call out Brodie? That's Brodie Hendy, 67.
We will see.
Well, we've got some action in the South Australian bullpen. Millie Fidge is the DP, so perfect player for the substitution of Munro. Should South Australia go there, look, credit where it's due. Munro's kept Victoria down to just the 1 run. And unlucky not to get the strikeout victim, the player who crossed the plate. Let's not dwell on that too much. The run was scored, so it is a 1-run ball game. So Munro's thrown a hell of a game, but we're about to go through to the Victorian 4th time through the lineup.
She
Swing
is
and a miss from pinch hitter Hendy, the left-handed Hendy. Maybe another predetermined swing because that ball was way above her head. 1 strike the count.
Monroe got a little unlucky actually with Murphy throwing a pretty good changeup, and Murphy just happened to be sitting waiting for that bunt. Another great pitch right there. She's attacking this pinch hitter, dwelling on the fact that she's coming off the bench. She wants to surprise her.
2 strikes the count, and Hendy looked to be on the move there, so maybe a running bunt or a slap attempt come from this hitter. Infield haven't really moved. Strikeout looking. 3 pitches from Munro, so great pitching and a great effort.
That is huge. Runner gets on and she comes and attacks with 3 straight pitches to a pinch hitter.
All right, the corners are in a little bit more for South Australia now. They seem to be on to Victoria's tactics for this inning. Let's try a short game. Running bunt, got the lead off on safely. Outside pitch. This is the 9 hitter.
I think the only thing on Victoria's mind at this point is getting 1 more insurance run for Murphy.
Well, Herbert Toby's the batter that's up now. She's done a great job in the 9 spot for Victoria. Walk and a single to right field. Patiently watching this one, and a great hitters count. 2 balls, runner on 1. Gets the signal from her head coach.
In the situation, that was a great pitch there. Nice rise ball from Monroe, hoping that she would bite on a bunt or a slap attempt.
Big cut there. Herbert Toby did not hold back at all on that swing.
We even got a little tennis grunt out of her on that swing there. She was going big or going home on that cut.
Well, great to see from my opinion. Loves seeing the big hard swings on good counts. Oh, gets a good piece of this ball. It's going to drop in the gap. Out towards the sign. And the runner from first is going to stand up at third. Pitcher Murphy held up at third. Coach Alicia Bell probably didn't want to risk sending the pitcher on a sliding play to home. And the 9 hitters done the job. A walk and 2 hits for Herbert Toby and the Victorians. 2 runners in scoring position. And just the 1 out, going back to the top of the order.
That was a good idea from Monroe with off speed and down movement, but it caught just a little too much of the plate, and Herbert Toby was ready for it.
Comfortably aboard on third there, Murphy. Look at that, all smiles from the Vics at the moment. The game could bust open at any moment, and they know it could come from a hit from either one of her first or second hitters in the lineup. There's only the 1 out, so plenty of opportunities. South Australia taking the time to have a bit of a talk and a chat. Now, battery coach has gone out there at the moment, Steph Trzynski. Travelodge Aussie Spirit squad member Steph Trzynski played in the MPF over our winter, and in the Netherlands as well for DSS out of Haarlem, and plenty of experience, a junior Aussie player as well. Went to 2 junior world championships, so plenty of experience from the battery coach. Just goes out there to have a word to the SA pitching staff and defense. Well, pitch, but the batter goes after the first pitch. Keach has got a job there. The ball gets away from the catcher and the run scores. Murphy crosses the plate for Victoria. Etaraka Kelly gets after the first pitch on the statewide super replay. Let's have a look. It's inside Jandra Faroon, but she had that open stance. Keach didn't have a play at that one at all on the slight fumble. Throw gets away from catcher Zoe Young. And the runners are on second and third with 1 out still.
It looked like Keach just looked up to home just a little bit too early before ball was completely in the glove on that one.
That's the second run of the game, and a little bit of insurance. Statewide super replay yet again here. got after that pitch, got enough of it as well. And Murphy was going to be safe. That throw was not in time. And they still have 2 runners in scoring position here in the top of the 6th with only 1 out. So South Australia need to get a handle on it here in the defense. Make it quick out.
If there's one thing South Australia does have experience in this game, it's keeping those runners on the base. So let's see if they can still keep these runners on.
Yeah, the Victorians have threatened all game long, haven't they? Left a fair few runners on base. 2 have crossed the plate. They've already lost 1 close one today, the Vics, in a tiebreaker. Dropped the game to New South Wales. Crunches this ball. The Mossman just couldn't read the ball. It was a blustery ball up in the air, and on this error, the run scores. Let's have a look at this on the Statewide Super Replay. She was in no man's land and took her eye off the ball. She couldn't get settled. That run crosses the plate. 2 runners still on for the Vics. Runner at first, runner at third. Another timeout called. Looks like there's going to be a substitution.
Yeah, Monroe has done a great job as much as she can out there in the circle. Got another jam on that one, but with this win tonight, and that was tough positioning there at second base. Looks like they're trying to make a change here just to mix it up and see if they can get this lineup off balance a little here.
Well, back-to-back infield errors for the SA team's been costly. It's cost them 2 runs. There's 1 out, runners at the corners, and that's forced to change. Munro comes from the game, and it's Millie Fidge. The DP comes in for Munro, so South Australia will go down to 9 players. Great performance from Munro. Let's give credit where it's due. She gave up that 1 run early, but has shut out Victoria for the next 4 innings. But they've just got onto her a little bit this one. So definitely good move here from the South Australian coaching staff.
Monroe did a great job as much as she could, keeping the team on her back. It's not easy and her team's not scoring runs to keep the other team down as little as you can, and she did. Just coming in here looking like she throws a bit of a drop ball is what I saw in warm-ups, and looks like it can be an off-speed as well.
Well, Araha, Munro and Millie Fidge were the 1-2 punch for the SA under-15 team that came second at regional championships in Perth this time last year. And so they've worked in tandem before. They also went to Singapore with the Dragons program, the Little League International program in Singapore, played in the Asia Pacific Championships. They came second in that as well. So some great experience here from these 2 pitchers, these young South Australians. Let's see if Fidge.
There's a fun handshake. Get it going, get a smile on Fidge's face right before she goes into her first pitch here of the game.
That's a signal, and her grip settles into her motion and deals low for a ball. The runner stays put on first base. That's Alana Panza on first. Jamie Lee Matthews, the hitter. She's done okay so far. She had a bunt, fly balls to right field and left field, so she's getting bat on ball. And it gets a better lead. Matthews has a good cut of that one. She's got a nice swing, hasn't she?
She does. She just missed it the last at bat. I would have said hair more on top of the ball, and that ball would have been out last at bat. So she's looking for it again.
1 ball and 1 strike to count. Outfield coming in on the pitch. It's interesting to see with this 3-hitter who's already had 2 fly balls to the outfield this game. So they don't want to come in too far because that could give up another couple of runs, and they don't want the game to get out of reach.
Absolutely.
Runner takes off on the pitch here, and the throw goes straight back to the pitcher, and no play from the South Australians. Leaves that runner standing up at second. So 2 runners in scoring positions yet again for the Victorians. 3-1 count for the 3-hitter Matthews. Can she deal some more damage?
She has that base open there. Doesn't need to feed her anything good on this pitch.
And gets herself a walk. So Matthews does a good job, gets a board from a walk, and now the bases are loaded. It's been a long inning for this South Australian defense. And up to bat is the DP, Ellie Miller.
The crowd is getting into it here. I think they like that the bases are loaded. I'm hearing a lot of Victoria fans here right now, James.
6 batters so far in this, what seems to be a very long inning, and probably the last hitter the South Australians wanted to see with loaded bases is the DP. Miller's got good bat on ball so far, got the RBI single in the first inning. Can she put the game out of reach?
Let's see if Fidge can get her team a ground ball right now. She's throwing a lot of up pitches, surprisingly enough.
High for ball 2, so the Victorian DP, Miller, gets herself into a good hitter's count as the wind just blows up a puff of dust here and has been a bit blustery this evening. That's low and in the zone, so just crossing the bottom of the zone, and as you said, Kim, that's the pitch that the South Australian dugout wanted to see, and 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Oh, for a ball. Look at these Victorian runners. They are eager. They look like a cat on a hot tin roof at the moment. They are jittery. They are fired up. They are getting good lead-offs. They want to score on any piece of the ball here from Miller. 3-1 count.
They're going to be moving.
Good pitch to go for from Miller, but just out of reach as she just gets a foul tip to that one, and now it is a full count with the 1 out.
Runners need to be careful out there with 3-2 count, 1 out. The biggest thing I see is doubling off, line drive and a quick out because the runners are a little too anxious.
Change up from Fidge. Cara Schultz with a good pickup, plays home for a quick out. 2nd out, so good play from Schultz. Kept her composure there, fielded that ground ball pretty well to her glove side. Let's watch the statewide super replay, and Fidge fires that one in there. Change up as well, so great pitch from Fidge and a good play from Zoe Young, the catcher. So 2 outs now.
Great job by those 2 right there to get that lead out and keep the damage to a minimum right here. Nice rise ball in there for a strike with the tall Cornell in the box.
Well, still loaded bases as well. So South Australian defense can play any base. The infield drops back a little, but not a lot. Cornell, big swing and a cut at that one. 2 strikes to count.
One thing Cornell's proved is that she does love her rise balls. Can't knock her for it. Whenever you get a hold of one, it goes a long ways, but you got to get a hold of it. That's the key.
Well, she's the 8th hitter of this inning, and she got a single last turn at bat. Another foul ball, so stays alive in the count, but that one was up and out of the zone, so she is going full on attack as her defense here at the moment, protecting her zone at any cost.
She is. She's showing that she can put her bat on the ball in any zone.
Change up from Fidge, and the strikeout ends the inning for Victoria. They've applied the damage by scoring 2 runs and taking the lead out to 3 as we go in to the bottom of the 6th. Statewide super replay will see this change up from Millie Fidge.
Great pitch there by number 16. Can't get any better changeup than that. I think she's giving her team a little bit of momentum going to the dugout right now. Yes, 2 runs were scored, but they stopped 3-4 more from scoring.
Yeah, well, 3 more runners left on base for the Vics. Gee, they're probably up to double digits for leaving runners on base, and the only number that's higher than that is Bridey Murphy's strikeout count. Can she add to it in this inning?
I believe she can. Let's see what number 60 can do here.
Talk us through it, Kim. Like when you're a pitcher and when you're in a zone, when you're throwing a lot of strikeouts, gee, you must be, the game must fly for you because no doubt about it, the it's just coming out good, getting good calls, you're getting good edges, the catcher is in the same mind frame as you, and
it does. The game just flies by when you wake up and you're on your A game that day, not your B or B plus, a D game. It's absolutely a ball to be out there in that circle, just vibing with your catcher, hitting your spots, and fooling the hitters. And here we're seeing her shorten up right away, which is what I like to see from the South Australian offense as we go into this later innings.
Well, that was low and just cutting the edge of the zone. So Jenny Gray, the top of the order for South Australia, third time through, just gets one low, but at least sees a pitch. He crushes this one up the middle. So that game plan, change of game plan works immediately for the South Australians, and they get their lead off a board courtesy of a single from Jenny Gray.
That's exactly what we wanted to see from Jenny Gray there. Murphy had her number the previous 2 at-bats, but she showed she's not going to stop fighting. And in goes a pinch runner. Let's see if we can get some speed on the bases, too.
Chloe Charlton back out on the diamond. She was a courtesy runner earlier on in the game and now a pinch runner. Gee, that shot from Gray, we saw a different shade of grey there on that occasion as that ball was hit back up the middle. So Murphy gives up just her 3rd hit, and here's one of the batters that got a hit, and Zoe Young.
Let's see if Zoe can go right back up the middle where she's good at. Move that runner on over.
Low, and that's a called strike. So Murphy finding that bottom of the zone, and like we just mentioned, when you're on, aren't you? You get good calls as well.
Yep, a hit is not going to fluster somebody like Murphy in this scenario.
Well, that was high and out of the zone, but Young obviously got a good, backed herself there on a pitch that was just out of her reach. So 1 ball and 1 strike to count.
The tough position that South Australia is in right now is that they can't just keep bunting and slapping away, because now they need 3 runs, not just 1 as they did an inning ago.
Well, look, Victoria playing a shift in the field here. Second base player is about 2 or 3 steps away from second base. So they're expecting a slap play to go to the left side. But that's leaving first base wide open. If she can get that ball down, I know it's a 2-strike count, but if she can get that down, she'll be towards first base at least. She'll be safe every time.
Absolutely. That was a risky pitch right there, going with a changeup, and that's exactly where a left-handed hitter can put the ball on the right side with a changeup. But I think their game plan is to stick away from Young here to get her to go left side or up the middle.
Well, even the shortstop, she's closed that gap in the karaoke in the 5-6 hole. She's right across in there now. She's playing 6.5 at the moment. A strikeout swinging. Lucky number 13 for Murphy, 13th strikeout.
Murphy shows us why she is our statewide player of the game at this point. 1 hit, doesn't phase her, comes right back to strikeout. Looks like our South Australian boys are done right now.
Well, we'll see if we can get a score update for our viewers. Jesse Keach fouls that one off on the running bunt attempt. So the tactic of shortening up the grip worked straight away, and then the Coach Sims for South Australia has gone straight to a short game. They're chasing 3 runs now. Is he getting desperate trying to bunt, or should he stay with that check swing or 2-strike adjustment? Geez, just a wild swing. Chloe Charlton's going to steal, and she could have stood up safely aboard on second base, and that was a swing way out of the zone. A run and hit, maybe a hit and run.
I do believe that was a hit and run. That's very uncharacteristic of Keach to be swinging something that high. She was trying to protect that runner.
2 strikes to
the strike to the short game, I do believe that it probably is in their best interest. She was trying to bunt and run, not just a sack bunt.
Chops this one, is going to drop. Yeah, you called it. Keach aboard safely, and Charlton over to third. So Keach shorten that grip up, and bang, it works yet again. Let's watch the statewide super replay. We'll see her hands move up the handle.
Yes.
Chops at that ball. She was looking left, but got enough of it, and it drops fair and safe. 2 runners aboard for South Australia. Number 4 hitter now, Millie Fidge. Now with 2 runners on. South Australia could look at a bit of a fight back here with only 1 out. Squares to bunt. Keach comes across, cut off by second base player for Victoria.
I'm very surprised that was cut off in the 3-0 scenario right here, that they probably should have thrown that runner out there. What do you think,
Panzer's
James?
reaction when she caught it there actually looked like maybe I made a mistake on that one, but there's no damage yet. But 2 runners aboard for Millie Fitch. That's right at the top, so we've seen the bottom of the zone and the top of the zone in this inning so far.
I'm loving South Australia's plan of attack. Hopefully it's not a little bit too late at this point,
Well,
but
Fidge
getting shorter is working.
Fidge is inching her hands or fingers away from the bottom of the bat, so she's about a centimetre away from the bottom of the handle now, and she's shortened her grip up just a little bit as well, so for a bit more of a controlled swing. A single could score 2 here because Jessie Keach has wheels and the outfield are deep.
Yes, Polly just saved a run right there, blocking that, keeping it in front of her.
Oh, big swing at a high pitch and a strikeout. Number 14.
Hats off to Fidge there. I feel for her. She wanted that so badly. You can almost feel it from her swing.
Well, Murphy, after 2 hits, after each of those hits, she's come back with a strikeout. So great performance here from this pitcher. Schultz watches this one through for a strike. Low again, but definitely there. And great performance here from Murphy. I'm blown away by her effort. She's sustained it through this whole entire game so far. We're in the bottom of the 6th.
Indeed. We
Check.
don't need the big hit. We just need
no swing.
South Australia just needs the consistency right now. Chipping away, single, string those hits together, and that's what's going to equal runs crossing home.
Tara chops at this one. It's going to come foul. So she'll go behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's see if she goes up the handle a little for a 2-strike adjustment or a more controlled swing at least for her team.
I think she's going to go with the slap here. Shove on bunt and pull back, stay short.
Well, just a slight delay here. The Victorian catcher was looking to the dugout for the signal, and Cara Schultz just backs out of the batter's box briefly as she composes herself, and high for a ball. Good hands there from Cara Schultz because she struck out twice already this game on a high pitch. So the bench, the dugout, the Victorian dugout, just doing their homework, doing a good job on that one here. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count.
Schultz is having a bit of pride here, doesn't want to swing at that rise.
Gets a change up. This comes off the end of the bat. Cara Schultz has to beat this one out. First base comes off the base. She's safely aboard at first. That miss hit. Single scores Chloe Charlton from third. Jessie Keach across to third. Let's watch the statewide super replay.
Murphy tried to get her on the changeup, but putting the ball in play, I can't say it enough. That makes things happen.
Well, call it an RBI single from Schultz, but she chalked that one off right at the end of the bat. She just got her bat to it. She really busted down that line to get safe, and it's only 1 run, but there's 2 runners aboard now, and South Australia are threatening, and they've reduced the lead. It's back to 2, 3 runs to 1.
Momentum is huge. It can be underestimated, but all South Australia needs is a little glimmer of hope, and hopefully they can break down the door and make this game a little bit more interesting, maybe tie it up like Lee would say.
Yeah, great aggressive running from Chloe Charlton as well to cross the plate for South Australia. Good piece of look. What a great catch! A great catch from Gemma Cornell from Victoria. A run-saving catch. What
Rally
a great
killer.
shot. That was Simi Dhaliwal who got good bat on ball. Let's watch it here. Reaches, climbing the ladder. 3 outs, and that will do it for South Australia in the 6th. They do get a run back. But Victoria hold on to a 2-run lead.
Gemma Cornell needed every inch of her height there to get that one, save some runs.
Well, South Australia threaten. They leave 2 runners on base, and the Victorian defence stands up to hold on to that lead. It was 3. South Australia reduce it by 1. And going into the 7th, Victoria in the box seat, you'd say, leading 3 runs to 1. South Australian defence is going to have to be good this inning. Is there a change here? Is there? It's not this. It's the same pitcher. It is the last inning. Oh, maybe a re-entry. Yeah, re-entry for Gray because Chloe Charlton came in as a pinch runner. Re-entry for Gray. And the SA girls who were riding a wave at the beginning of the game, a home tournament, prime time game here at West Beach, their home ground. A big win against WA and G Victoria, and lots of thanks to the Victorian defence, and Bridey Murphy have really held them at bay. 3 runs to 1's the lead, and they get 1 more try to put more runs on the board.
I had to ask the first base umpire down there if Robinson went. She had pretty good hands on that one. She wanted to swing at that rise ball.
This is the 6-hitter Bailey Robinson, third base player for Victoria. There's a big cut of this one. It's going to go foul out to the right side. Got a bit of history for you, Kim. Victoria, this is the 50th, so out of the 49 titles that have been contested so far in the Esther Decent Shield, Victoria have actually won 13 titles. 13 of the 49, so a recent dominance from New South Wales, but they last won it in 2002. So pretty amazing considering that South Australia have never won it. Never won an under-17 title before.
Well, there's a first time for everything, James. Who do you have going into this tournament? Have any predictions on who's going to take it all?
Well, I do like the home team. I'm not saying that that they're outright favourites. New South Wales are always strong, but Victoria being very impressive. They took New South Wales to a tiebreaker. They just went down by a run, but they have really held South Australia here very well. It's been a great team performance, an all-round team performance from Victoria, as we see the hitter Robinson strikeout swinging.
Yeah, Fidge got her on a good pitch there down in the dirt, fooled her.
But Queensland have also been strong over the last few years as well. Never count out WA or ACT. Yeah, I'm hedging my bets a little bit there, but yeah, probably New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia. I've got my fingers crossed for the first Esther Decent Shield title for South Australia. We will see as the week progresses.
I'm excited to see New South Wales play. As you said, I was in Sydney a couple weeks ago, and what I saw from their U23 and their open women's team, I can only imagine what their U17 team has going on for them.
Well, we will go back to the pitcher in Bridey Murphy. She's up to bat now, and she has been the nemesis of the SA team so far this game. This one's low. Gee, that one bounced.
That went all the way
high.
over.
What did that hit?
It hit
It
hit the home plate, and then I believe it hit Zoe Young's knee and went all the way up and over.
Well, I was just saying how well Murphy's played so far this game. 6 innings, can you believe it? She's thrown 14 strikeouts.
That is amazing. 14 for 18. 14 strikeouts
And
out of
just,
18 outs.
Yeah, and just 4 hits as well.
She is throwing phenomenal, and she's doing her part in the box as well with her running bunt last time she was at the bat. And now she earned herself a walk.
Wow, she has been a standout tonight. Well done from Bridey Murphy. You are doing a great job for your team tonight.
Seems like she likes to be on base just as much as she likes to be in the circle. Holly bunted last time. And looks like she's going to do it again, or is she going to pull back?
A fake bunt and a swing at that one. It was more of a swing than a slap, but she goes back to her coach, Alicia Bell, for the signal. See if she squares to bunt again. Well, Murphy not really getting much of a lead off as well, so a sharp hit here to an infield player could see the potential double play because Murphy's not getting out of the box too quickly here. Let's see what happens on this pitch. Swing and a miss from Paulie, and again, just a couple of step lead off there from Murphy at second base. So 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Holly didn't want that one out. She's swinging, she's saying, oh.
Catcher just double checking the count with the umpire there, so good communication from the young catcher. Well, she just puts the ball into play here. Fidge does a great effort to reach across and grab that one, getting it across to Gray at first for the second out. Runner in scoring position is Murphy. Let's watch the statewide super replay. Just a punch hit, wasn't it? Just got her hands to the ball. And Fidge did very well to field that.
Holly is doing her job this game. She struck out the first at bat, then she bunted a runner over a second at bat, and then she just made contact. It is so huge in those situations to not strike out and to actually move the runner.
Great piece of the ball, the 9-hitter. Murphy's gonna stay put at third. Well, believe it or not, Murphy's not been the only outstanding performer for Victoria. This batter right here, Pia Herbert Toby, has just been on base for the 4th time of the game. She's got her 3rd hit of the game. She also had a walk, so she's been unbelievably great in the 9-hole for Victoria.
1,000 on base percentage. Can't get any better than that.
Well, we've seen a couple of 1-3 splits so far from South Australia, and Victoria have got the base every time so far. But there's 2 out here in the top of the 7th. Great pitch. So Fidge gets ahead of the count, 0-2.
Hearing the cheers from the crowd here. Cutters, Cutters. Here we go, Cutters. See what she can do.
Swing and a miss. So Fidge ends the 7th inning for Victoria, leaving 2 runners on base with a big strikeout. And Carter was the original leadoff hitter of the game, which is the 3rd out. She has gone to the plate 5 times. So Victoria really getting through the lineup, getting a lot of runners on base, and on this occasion, the South Australians deny the Vics once again, leaving 2 runners aboard.
Fidge is doing a fantastic job right now for South Australia and giving Victoria a new look that they aren't quite prepared for at this point.
Well, it's their last chance. They've got 3 outs to put 2 on the board, force it into an extra inning, or 3 for a win. They're at their number 7 hitter in the order as well, in Mikayla Collins. She re-entered the game after Peyton Daniels had a pinch hit, and Murphy could cap off an incredible game. 14 strikeouts so far, and she's 3 outs away from what would probably be the performance of a lifetime for her. They're all very young players here at this tournament, but wow, she has been impressive.
Indeed, for a pitcher to come in knowing that the South Australian offense had produced 10 runs in the last game had to be a little intimidating, to say the least, and she's just come in and made their bats go silent.
And Mikayla Collins goes straight to the split grip, perhaps a fake bunt slap. Leaves that one alone, low for a ball. Low again for a ball. Now, Mikayla has only had the one at bat so far, and she got that walk in the first turn at bat. So she was one of the batters to successfully get aboard against this great pitching performance so far from Murphy in a 3-0 count. So very well done from Collins so far, patiently watching.
Absolutely. Very uncharacteristic right now from Murphy, dare I say. She's a little tired going 3-0, I believe, on her first batter of the game.
And low for ball 4, so a 4-ball walk, and Mikayla Collins aboard twice in this game, both from walks. So good performance here from Mikayla. Well, Claire Collins has remained in the game for Abby Mossman, so she must have been the player at second. A sacrifice bunt. Oh, she's fumbled the ball. Mikayla Collins takes off, and she's going to get thrown out. Great recovery from Cornell, from Panza, the second base player. Statewide Super Replay will show it. She came across, and just the throw was pretty low from Cornell, and she recovered well to come up with this throw. Let's have a look at Claire Collins. Bunt goes down well. She takes off. Maybe an obstruction there at second that was missed, and the out was called. So great play from Victoria. Good defensive move, and
that slight hesitation made all the difference in that out at third base. But hats off to Bridey Hendy there. She was prepared as soon as she dropped that ball and tried to scoop it up to throw to third base.
Well, Abby Mossman re-entered back into the game as the runner on second base with one out. Interesting, that play. I will go back to it, seeing as we've got a little bit of time. Let's see the Statewide Super Replay here. Let's see if we can see it. Mikayla Collins turns there a second. No obstruction there. She just took the long way around, a slight hesitation, and that was her downfall. So great defense from the Victorians. Well, this is pinch hitter Mary Elise Fuss coming in to bat for Indigo Beck de Silva. And with one out, South Australia down to their last two chances. Big cut from Mary Elise, and a bit of a pocket rocket, isn't she? She had a big cut at that one.
That was a big solid cut from number 7 up there.
0-2 count. Runner on second. High pitch for a strikeout. Number 15 for Murphy. We'll go back to the top of the order for South Australia, and Jenny Gray. Wow, what a performance from Bridey Murphy.
Jenny Gray had the single up the middle last inning. Let's see if she can do something. Takes a big hack at the first strike thrown to her. Have to say she's probably a little anxious to score a run for her team. Rightfully so.
Well, she got that single to get the ball rolling for South Australia in the first inning, and has a cut at this one and fouls it off. So she's behind in the count here. It's 0-2. South Australia down to their last strike. Runner on second is Abby Mossman. Jenny Gray, the hitter. Can Murphy get her 16th strikeout? Big cut and a foul ball from Gray.
Jenny's doing all she can to say, no, I won't be your 16th victim.
Gotta have some nerves up in the box, surely. High and a change-up for a ball. So Murphy going to that bag of tricks, and
Murphy was hoping that she was anxious enough to be swinging at that, and she wasn't. Way to stay patient in there, Jimmy Gray.
High strikeout number 16. What a performance from Victoria, and Bridey Murphy, 16 strikeouts in a 3-1 victory. Statewide Super Replay. Kim, talk us through it.
rise ball. She ended the game the way she got all of her strikeouts, with the rise ball. Couple of change-ups, but man, South Australia could not lay off that high pitch of Bridey Murphy. She dominated with it.
Well, that's the breakdown of the game, isn't it? South Australia's game plan was aggression. It may have worked early in the early game against WA where they put 10 runs on WA, but that game there, it just did not work at all. A lot of swinging strikes and 16 strikeouts. Full credit to Murphy. She's done a great job. 7 innings, but South Australia could not rein it in. And when they did change the game plan and go to a short grip or a controlled swing, they got a couple of hits and they scored a run too.
It did. I think South Australia learned a lot from this game in this pool play, and they'll be able to take it into their elimination and realize that game to game and bat to at bat, you have to make adjustments in order to win the ball game.
Well, the cheers from the Victorian crowd behind us, and aren't they celebrating the Victorian team? Well, that's going to wrap it up here from West Beach. Game 1 of our live stream will be back at 8 p.m. tomorrow night, this time with the boys game, and we look forward to seeing South Australia take on Victoria. But in the boys, thank you for joining me, Kim, in a place of Lee Hull. We hope to hear from him and see him back soon. Congratulations to Victoria, running out victors 3 runs to 1.
Thanks for having me, James, and thanks for letting me be your replacement, Lee. I hope I did you justice.